Praise be our Creator. Welcome, my sisters and brothers. I am Robert, your humble messenger. Welcome to the Law of One. Here I love sharing with you conscious channeling from LL Research. Today I wish to share with you the teachings of those known as QO. I am QO and am with this instrument. I greet you in the love and in the light of the one infinite creator, of which we are all a part. This afternoon we see many seeking hearts joined as one in the offering of this query to us and the resolving of confusion, of doubt, and the enhancing of that which you might call understanding. It is our great honor to be with you this day. We thank you for your invitation. As always, we ask one favor of you, and that is that you take these words that we have to offer you, that are helpful to you, and use them as you will, leaving behind those that are not helpful. This allows us to speak more freely, for we are not the ultimate authority on any topic which you might consider, but we are those, such as you, brothers and sisters, who walk the long and dusty path to the one Creator, moving through density after density, experience after experience, and drawing closer and closer to that which we always are at all times, the one Creator. And yet that process of realization of our unity with the One is the process of the spiritual seeker, who seeks to know more and more of how unity may work in one's life, and how unity may achieve more effectively as one processes the catalyst of the day into experience that might be stored and used further along the journey. Today you ask of priorities, of whether it is more important to concentrate upon the overall concept of seeking and serving the one Creator at all times, or if it is more important to work upon the energy centers through which the intelligent energy of the one Creator moves as it is able, without blockage. My friends, you live in an illusion which has a past, a present, and a future. Your third density is the only such illusion that has these three features of what we may call the eternal present. For we live ourselves in this eternal present, in the spiritual realms, as you would call them, in which all is seen as one, in which love is the shaping force of the universe, which is made of light. Here it is far less difficult to be confused about what to do or how to be. However, in your illusion, these are questions of significance, for you must focus your attention upon one thing at a time as time passes, in order to be effective in your expenditures of energy. The intelligent energy which is the gift of the Creator to you each day, that which enlightens you, gives your body energy, your mind inspiration, your spirit its very being. Thus, we would suggest to you that you meditate upon a regular basis in order to discover what is, for yourself, the most important item, shall we say, upon your list of spiritual things to do. We realize that your world runs upon lists and things to do. Thus, we use this analogy in speaking to you. For we know that you have consciously chosen to seek that which is loosely called the truth. And you wish to know how to do it well. For each at times feels less than successful in pursuing this path of the conscious pilgrim. There are difficulties each faces in the daily round of activities that sometimes seem without end and without solution, without more difficulties ensuing. If one is a spiritual being, how can such continue without a resolution resulting from the application of love, of light, of consciousness, of intention, of goodwill, if nothing else? We suggest to you meditation because, my friends, each of you has all of the answers that you seek already within your being. This is suggested by many, suspected by some, yet realized by very few. It is more than a simple saying, an inspirational hook, shall we say, to move one along the path. No, my friends, it is the very foundation stone upon which each of you build an incarnation. Each of you, before this incarnation, set before yourselves a series of choices that would allow you to learn that which you wish to learn. For before the incarnation, you see with clear eyes that which has come before, that which awaits in the future, that which exists at the moment. And you look at those things that you have for growth of your understanding, shall we say, within the third density experience. This understanding that will allow you to be harvested into the fourth density of love and understanding if you are successful in recognizing those pre-incarnative choices, learning them through the catalyst that comes your way each day, and expressing them in your behaviors, in your thoughts, and in your words. Thus, in meditation, you may ask yourself, what must I do this day with my daily allotment of prana, of intelligent energy, of the inspiration of the One Creator? And begin by these meditations to discover a pattern that exists within your energy centers, whether it be of your relationship to one other entity, your relationship to a group of entities, your relationship to the entire creation, your ability to give acceptance and freedom and inspiration to all those about you, your very being contact, shall we say, with the Creator within, perhaps in the form of your higher self, of your mind-body-spirit complex totality. These are means by which you may look upon your energy centers as areas of inclination, areas of interest, areas of expression, areas of inspiration. And yet, while you are doing this, it is well to look also upon the bigger picture, the life experience that lies before you, that has gone before this moment, that exists at this moment. and see if you can find the one creator there, or if that is too much of a challenge for the moment, look instead for love. For that is the challenge of the third density illusion, to find love in every moment. For it is there, my friends. The creation is made of love, made from love. We suggest then that you consider yourself an entity which can invest your daily expenditure of energy in a number of directions, according to your own estimation of where the need is resting or expressing itself. And do this within the larger picture of seeking to serve the one creator in every moment by everything that you do. There need be no separation between the seeking and serving of the one creator and the unblocking of your energy centers. This is a general and simplistic representation of what you might call the skeleton of a response to your query. At this time, we shall transfer this contact to the one known as Steve and hope through this instrument to flesh out this skeleton somewhat more fully. We are those of QO. We now transfer this contact to the instrument known as Steve. I am QO and we are with this instrument. We will begin by giving to this instrument a simple maxim. And through exploring this maxim, attempt to discover, as we have suggested, flesh upon the bone. The maxim is simply this: that at the heart of the creation lies the Creator. There is, therefore, nothing in the creation lacking heart. To know that is to have arrived at the truth that can be deceptive. For is it not true that when you are in those throes of fear, that when you are caught up in a state of discord with someone with whom you are close, when you feel yourself to be lost in a social situation that is tossing you to and fro, is it not then true that you are unable to find this heart? Is it not then true that the truth of the Creator eludes you? Now you may know as a proposition the truth content of the maxim we have offered you. At the heart of the creation lies the Creator, and you may take this maxim with you as you sally forth in your days. But just who is this Creator? Your mind reaches in vain for a definition that is adequate. Your feelings grope, very often in vain, for a way of relating and feeling to that Creator. And so the great mystery of creation unfolds within your own person, in the sense that there is born a nisus, a mental or physical effort to attain a specific goal, a striving, or a hope, shall we say, moving in the direction of seeking that which is not fully known, not known enough to be able to know what it is that is sought, that it is that could satisfy the seeking. We believe that within this group there is considerable understanding of the energy centers. You are aware that there is, as the foundation center, what we have called the red ray. That the red ray, if it is blocked, prevents activity from moving to a higher configuration. As a simple example, you may be aware that if you are in a state of fear, that you will not be able to engage in quiet, calm, inspiring interpersonal communication. That will be a possibility of exploring your selfhood that is blocked. Similarly, we would say that this communication, which we have simply referenced, and would ascribe to the orange ray level of beingness, if it is not harmonious, if it is disturbed, it will in turn block your ability to move into more articulated and complex relations with your fellow citizens. And it is the later function which we would say characterizes the yellow ray. Only when all disturbances of red ray, all fears and lusts that may come upon you at that level have been regularized to the point where you are able to engage meaningfully and in a focused way with another self or two, such that you may share your feelings with another who may share his or her feelings with you. And only when that circumstance has been regularized to the point that you are able to move outward into a social realm where there is a great deal of sharing and an interchange of energies and ideas and hopes and dreams. And only when that realm has been regularized to the point that you may reach outward to all in the creation, in open-hearted giving, can you be said to have touched the Creator. And yet, we will say that even in the throes of fear, the Creator has touched you. Even in the throes of dysfunctional interpersonal communication, the Creator has touched you. Even in the throes of a disturbed social matrix, the Creator has touched you. So, where does one make a beginning? In truth, the beginning already has been made. Where does one take a stand, shall we say? And in truth, one generally finds that a stand has already been taken. One finds that there is a foot in your life, a commitment. And in many cases, the first step that you need to take is simply that of recognizing your own commitment, of recognizing what the core concern in your seeking really is. Once you have felt that concern rise to the surface of your consciousness, then you will know where the work remains to be done. For indeed, the concern as it comes to you will be colored. It will be colored red, orange, yellow, green. But it will be colored usually in a multitude of colors, a complexity of colors. For you have lived long upon this planet, and many lives have passed from the time you were first birthed into third density until this day in which we bring our energies together with you. And you will have discovered along the path many kinds of disturbances in your energy field. You will have discovered difficulties. You will have discovered weaknesses. You will have discovered strengths. And as you make the effort to open the heart and to discover within the open heart the work of the Creator reaching to you as you reach to the Creator, you will find that there is strewn about an impediment here and an impediment there, a hurdle there, a difficulty elsewhere. And these are all difficulties for the Creator, as well as difficulties for you yourself. And the leading edge of the creation for you is precisely the working out of these difficulties. Now, we say that it seems to fall to the particular genius of third density entities that they are able to make, as the saying goes, mountains out of molehills. That small difficulties can easily become magnified to large ones. And the more you dwell upon them, the larger they seem to become. Now, this is not by accident, my friends, for there is a process of magnification that is part and parcel of life experience in third density. In fact, as you came into this incarnative experience, you gave yourself certain challenges in the form of a predisposition to certain kinds of blockage, because it was your specific intent that these kinds of blockage would be carefully looked at, carefully reviewed, carefully experienced from within, so that they might be as the knot that is loosened, so that they might be something that can be not so much overcome as moved through. We say this because there is always a temptation on the part of sturdy seekers to encounter difficulties with a judgment, to the effect that the difficulties are not problems that a truly spiritual person would have. And so it is easy for eager seekers to feel that they must repress the difficulties that have bubbled up to the surface of their consciousness. In your mind, these are not worthy of the seeker I would be. Now, when this happens, it is true that one may, for the nonce, set difficulties aside, and we would be the last to say that there are not some circumstances in which this is work well done. But everything thus set aside must be returned to, for it will return to you and will announce itself again and again as that which must be seen to. And so it is always good work when you begin by invoking the Creator in your meditation, to invite the Creator drawn down from that heart which is, even as we speak, struggling to open, and invite it into the lower energy centers as a resource, as a source of love, for that is the healing power in dealing with the blockages that you find within your complex of beingness. Sometimes these blockages will seem to you most inconveniently exaggerated, most unacceptably exaggerated. But we would invite you to reflect that it is a very useful process to exaggerate an imperfection so that it may be the more perfectly addressed, so that it may be the more thoroughly examined, so that it may be the more deeply healed. So we would invite you to set aside all judgment about yourself. When you are engaged in this process, If you are in a position where you are facing the need to do orange ray work, that does not mean that you are not an orange ray individual. That does not mean that you are spiritually unworthy. We can assure you that orange ray work is work well done, work constantly in need of being done, and work that all in third density yet have completely to do. Orange ray is as important a feature of the one infinite creator as is any other. And we would say the very same about yellow ray. And indeed, all the rays of the spectrum are essential to the one infinite creator. We have focused on the orange and the yellow rays because these are the places in third density where you typically do find blockages that prevent an opening into the green ray energy center, where unconditional love may be discovered. But what better work for this unconditional love to do than to reach back to those small conditions which have been placed within the heart of one seeking, such as to dissolve from within those conditions. That, my friends, is what healing looks like to us. To us, the work that one does with the blockages that one feels, sometimes announcing themselves with extreme suddenness and in a way that is completely unexpected. This work is the work of the open heart. And so we would say, to sum up our response to the query, that one always begins with an intention one makes in relation to the Creator. One makes within the open heart, but one reaches from that position into those areas in which one can feel the open heart just a little bit constrained. You begin with the intention. You reach back to those factors which are encountered or experienced as impediments to the realization of that intention. I am QO, and I am aware there is another query, my sister. First of all, may we say that when we look upon this group, or any group, we see configurations of light, rotating at various angles and velocities that reflect the energy center activation and overall balance. When we look upon a group, we see all of the entities within the group as sources of light, of various colors, of various natures, rotations, angles of rotations, and so forth. Thus, the group becomes a magnification of the individual. Within each individual, the red ray energy center is activated, as is the orange and the yellow, for this is the third density illusion. These centers may be more or less bright, depending upon activations and blockages unique to each individual. Within this group, we find the heart ray energy center, the green ray, also active within each entity within this circle of seeking. For this is the nature of the consciously oriented seeker of truth, to have moved its energy from red ray through orange and yellow into the green. In some instances, we also see further activation of the blue and the indigo, reflecting a further study by each entity of the nature of their own evolutionary process. The activity or rotational speed of each energy center reflects the success that the seeker has experienced in both activating and balancing the energy centers so observed. The violet ray energy center is that indicator of the balance of the lower energy centers of each seeker. Thus, the various colors and brilliance of these colors is surrounded by the violet. And the red ray protective shell, shall we call it, that reflects the overall balance of the mind, the body, and the spirit of the seeker of truth. This protective shell is that which holds in place whatever degree of health or disease or imbalance, shall we say, that the seeker has achieved to this point in the life experience. This shell, then, is also surrounded by the entity's vibratory expression of its true density of origin. Those wanderers in the group, then, being from either the fourth, the fifth, or the sixth density experiences, would have the green, blue, and indigo coloration in their exterior portion of their aura. The strength of the polarization of each entity may be illustrated by the strength, or shall we say, density of the aura in its ability to express the various qualities of each energy center. The individual vibratory level or aura of each seeker of truth then adds unto the group's ability to express light in an organized fashion, that is, an upward spiraling line of light that your seeking for truth expresses in a combined fashion. And that is what we are speaking of when we describe the Tower of Light that we are aware of when we approach this group, having been called by it to address a query of its concern and fashion a response to that concern. The ability of each seeker and of each such group of light, such as this one, to affect the planetary consciousness is significant. For as entities are able to balance mind, body, and spirit, and their expression within the energy centers, this lightens the planetary vibration itself, which has for thousands of your years been degraded, shall we say, in its vibratory level, due to the tendency towards your peoples to engage in bellicose activities. Thus, you are able to affect this lower or denser, baser energy expression by the quality of your own seeking that is reflected in your auras and in your various energy centers which make up the aura. Is there a further query, my sister? No, thank you so much. I am QO, and we thank you, my sister. Is there one final query at this time? Is that what Gaia would call herself? Does Gaia as an entity have a name for itself? I am QO and am aware of your query, my sister. We look upon the entity that is your Earth planet and do not perceive that it has a name for itself. For it is that which is the mother. It would call itself, more or less, that which nurtures. Many entities in the Confederation of Planets in the service of the One Infinite Creator do not engage in the naming, which is so popular among your peoples, but see themselves rather as vibratory levels of experience that have certain abilities and desires to be of service, and offer them according to a unique vibrational quality of, you may say, desire expressed, desire manifesting. This is the case with the planet of your present origin. Is there a final query at this time? I am QO, and we are aware that the queries, for the moment, have been exhausted. We thank each of you. We thank you, each and every one, for lending your energies, your vibrations, your desire, your love, and your seeking to this circle this afternoon. It has been a great honor to join you. And we always experience a great deal of joy when we blend our vibrations with yours. For we see the best of you at this moment, that which you bring forth as your desire to seek, that which you loosely call the truth. In such a situation, we are all rising to the highest level of our being. We leave you, as always, in the love and in the light of the One Infinite Creator. Adone, my friends, Adone. We are those of QO.